Oh, hey guys. As you know, you've heard a lot about our Employment Equity Committee. Today, we have our Employment Equity members meeting to discuss our disability campaign, and we would love for you to join in on the discussion. So let's go. Morning, guys.
Morning. How are you?
All good, and how are you guys?
Good.
Very good. Hi, Cape Town. How are you guys? All good. So guys, thanks for meeting today. As you know, we're meeting today to discuss our disability campaign. We've been doing a lot. So as you would have seen, the infographic around disability went out on an email. In addition, we've had posters go up in and around all our offices across Seidor, Africa. Now, why are we doing all of this? It's obvious that we want to create awareness and education around disability, but more importantly, it's to prevent discrimination in the workplace. As the Seidor Africa group, we're also looking to make sure that we become a more inclusive culture and a more diverse workforce. So I think before we get into the formalities of our meeting today, are there any questions on what has been happening in terms of disability, or just questions in general?
Yes, I have one. Remind me again, how is disability defined in the workplace?
I can answer that for you, Rujda. So disability is answered by 3 characteristics. The first characteristic is that it has to be a mental or physical condition, or even a combination of both. It has to be long-term or reoccurring. And lastly, it has to limit your functions, including your work functions.
Wow, that's actually quite interesting, Raquel. So you say it's those 3 factors that actually show you somebody living with disability.
Correct.
Okay, while we're on that topic, what does PWD stand for?
So that's a good one, Ems. So a PWD basically stands for a person living with a disability or a long-term condition, a chronic condition. So instead of just referring to a person as a disabled person, the more appropriate term would be persons living with a disability, PWD.
So Maxine, as a person living with a disability, do I have to legally declare it with my employer?
That's an interesting one, Sharif. So no, you don't have to legally declare it with your employer. However, there is an expectation that if you are, you should bring it to your employer's attention. When new employees start with the organization, they get given documentation and a form that requires for them to declare. More often than not, most employees don't feel comfortable. And that is why we're doing what we're doing today in terms of awareness and education to say that it is okay to declare, and it actually is important. So I think more importantly for us, it's important to remember the awareness and the education around it. I think more importantly, in addition to that, is all information that you do declare is kept private and confidential. There are benefits that are also associated when you do declare.
So is the benefit a day off? Can we get a day's leave?
Oh, listen, yeah.
Let's try it.
That would be a strong no. You just got the reward and recognition program, but I mean, who knows? Maybe it's up for discussion at a later stage.
One day, maybe.
So now that you mentioned it, what are some of these benefits?
Good question, Flo. So what Flo is asking is, what are some of the benefits that are associated with declaring your disability? Like we've said before, the reason we've embarked on this is because as the employer, we want to provide practical solutions and opportunities for all individuals or employees living with a disability. In that, it's important for us to open up the discussion, have the conversation, for what can we actually do to partner with our employees. As you know, disability is a known phenomenon, and we believe through education and training and awareness, we can definitely walk this journey and partner with our employees, which we also believe will have an impact in their homes, making their relatives and family members also aware of what their disability or condition is.
And often people with disabilities, they feel isolated or alone, and they may not have the resources to seek help or gain further information. And that's where we as a group and an organization are looking to walk this journey with them.
Training is another huge benefit, Raquel. one that is both personal and professional, and such awareness will definitely filter down to their families.
Definitely, and what's also exciting is that as a group, we are looking to connect these individuals with professionals and institutions that are relevant to their illnesses.
Wow, that's so exciting, Raquel. I never thought of it that way.
Maxine, in the infographic you mentioned that there's a list of disabilities. What are some of those that we might not be aware of?
Thanks, Shock. So, as we've established before, even up in some of the posters, is there's quite a broad list in terms of what is a disability. So, we're definitely looking to share that list on one-on-one in terms of our interactive sessions with our employees as we go along. But I mean, some of the most obvious ones would be a physical disability, for example, blindness. In addition to that, there are other disabilities such as psychological disorders, bipolar disorder, schizophrenia. There are people that live with these types of conditions. Even, for example, insomnia. Did you know that's considered a disability? So the list is quite endless and is quite broad, but our intention is definitely to make employees aware of what's on that list that they may be living with.
And to add to what Maxine was saying, there's also neurological disorders, which are often referred to as invisible disabilities. And that's due to the fact that it's nothing that can be seen physically, but it's all within their mental state.
Makes sense, because it allows for us to be inclusive of many conditions, not leaving out a person that may be affected.
Inclusivity, exactly that.
Exactly.
Okay, so now that we know all of this, what do we do from here?
We ask everybody to contact us as the HR so that they can gain further information and also possibly declare any disability that they may have. But from contacting us, we'll be able to give you the processes and the benefits associated with your particular conditions.
Exactly. I think also just to add on to Raquel is there are steps in our process and in our disability campaign. From here, we're looking to set up a camp in each of the business units as well as in the other regions, up in East Africa and in Seidor, where we will do a video conferencing, and we're going to have one-on-one interactive sessions with employees, which is where we will then, show them the broad disability list, allow them the opportunity to ask more questions, and definitely then also the platform to declare. And we can explore some of the benefits that come with that. So those dates will be communicated soon and are still to come.
Definitely exciting times coming.
Guys, don't forget to, this year we will be celebrating Casual Day on the 6th of September.
Oh yes.
That's
Their theme this year is It's a Time to Shine.
Awesome.
And that aims to create awareness of people living with disabilities.
Awesome.
So exactly that. We're looking to join the movement locally and globally. And as much as Casual Day is, a day that will be celebrated in South Africa, we want all our regions to get involved as the Seidor Africa group, and all the better that the theme is Time to Shine. Why not for those living with disabilities?
Yeah.
Yep. So, guys, I think other than that, that was mainly what we wanted to discuss in terms of our meeting today regarding disability. Thank you all for your time. I'm sure this might have given you more insight and information, and if there's any more questions out there, we're now equipped to answer them. And we look forward to seeing you all again soon. Remember, our third quarter employment equity meeting is coming up.
Great.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. Thanks, guys.
So, are you aware that if you go through rehabilitation, it helps to increase and support independence?
Did you know that over 1 billion people live with some form of disability, which is 15% of the global population?
Did you know Michael Phelps has ADHD?
Did you know that 92% of adults living with mental disability live independently or with family members? Only 8% live in an institution or a group home.
Did you know Whoopi Goldberg has dyslexia?
Did you know that 4.3% of South Africans live with disability?
Bill Gates is autistic.
70% of businesses are not hiring people with disabilities.
Majority of individuals affected by disabilities that show mild symptoms can greatly improve, learn and develop with the right support.
Don't let disability
define you.